Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 689, and today's topic of the lecture is nutritional and medicinal importance of agar. Sometimes in some books they also call it agar-agar. Actually it is a type of red algae, dried red algae, and this dried red algae up to World War II, only one country was the supplier globally, and that was Japan. But now there are some countries and where the bulk producers are Indians and Americans. Actually, this red algae is found in rock in shallow water of ocean coastal area. So from Pacific Ocean coastal area, it is Indians who are extracting this red algae, and it is processed, dried, washed with water, and finally it is called agar. And in Atlantic Ocean coastal shallow water, it is Americans. They are extracting from the rock, and this gelatinous mass is produced. But now some techniques are developed in California, so it is also a very useful new technique by means of which a lot of processes are reduced, especially in its water washing and drying and all these things. And also the extraction of this red algae has become simple. This is costly item and it is widely used in lot of food industries, bakery and sweet product. It is used as a binding agent, emulsifying agent, and it is insoluble in cold water. But in boiling water, it forms jelly. And once jelly is formed, that jelly is stable at 80 degrees centigrade temperature. That is the beauty of this agar, that this jelly is very stable, and also it is very much medicinal. And this jelly is made up of, this agar is made up of polysaccharides, and these polysaccharides are of two types. One is called, that is I have given here, agarose, and the other one is called agropectin. And this agarose and agropectin, they are made up of galactose, sugar, that is monosaccharide. And this agarose is the polysaccharide of galactose, and this is mainly responsible of making the jelly or gel. And since it is colloidal solution, it is widely used in lot of bacteriological process. And in that bacterial process, they are preparing culture, and this agar is given to develop the bacteria. That's why it is in all the places wherever there is bacteriology, agar is a must to use it. And now since it is very costly, only in few beverages or bakery or food industries they are using because of cost effective. That's why they have shifted to gums rather than agar. But in research labs where we are dealing with bacteriology, we have to prepare the culture there. Still agar is a must. So this is about the agar, and this is your polysaccharide. This one is D-galactose and this one is L-galactose. D means it is dextrorotatory, the plane polarized light, anti-clockwise or clockwise. Dextro means anti-clockwise, Leo means that is right side. So that is Leo and dextro, clockwise, anti-clockwise. And these two sugars are joining together like this, many galactose. That polymer is called agarose. and the other polymer that is called agropectin. And this agropectin is having the same galactose, but here the X, where I have given the X, is still this structure, agropectin, is not well established. It is not very clear, because this X, where it is hydroxy group and where it is SO3. So this X is either OH or SO3, and that's why agropectin is not yet, established structure. But of course, agar or agar is made up of these polysaccharides, and one is known as agarose and other one is known as agropectin, and its jelly or colloidal nature mainly is contributed by agarose. So here the same things I have given in writing, that is nutritional and medicinal importance of agar, that is red algae, and it is called as agar, that is dried red algae. It belongs to species Gladium amnesty, and the order is Rhodophyceae. Number 1. Agar is a dried gelatinous substance obtained by extraction with water and concentration of red algae from species that is Gelatinum. So I have already told you that agar is dried red algae, and it is extracted from water and it is washed, dried. That is your agar. Before World War II, the agar, and that agar is sometimes called agar-agar. Agar or agar-agar is having the same meaning, was produced and supplied by only one country, and that is your Japan. But today is produced by many countries like India, USA and New Zealand. Number 2, the red algae grow in rocks, and that is why it is produced in the area of Atlantic coast in USA and Pacific coast, that is Indian Ocean, that is in India, and it is found in shallow water and collected by diving. It's a very tough job, One has to dive inside the shallow water to the coastal area of sea, that is ocean, and then they have to collect from the rocks. Number 3, agar occurs in strip, flakes or in powder form. Strips are about 60 centimeter in length and 4 millimeter wide. It is translucent in color, or sometimes it is yellowish white in color. It is slight taste, its odor is slit and taste is mucilaginous, and agar is insoluble in cold water, but in boiled water it forms gel, and boiling water forms gel, and on cooling at 35 degrees centigrade temperature it forms, that is called firm gel. Why I say firm gel? Because it is temperature resistant up to 85 degree centigrade. So that's why it is a very stable and firm gel. That's why we call it firm gel, and does not melt up to 85 degree centigrade temperature. This is the main characteristic of the agar. This is one of the main characteristic of the agar, because it is resistant to high temperature up to 85 degree centigrade temperature. That's why agar is widely used in lot of bakeries for icing, for stability, and in lot of food industries. But it is costly item. Number 4, agar is complex polysaccharide, and it is made up of 2 polysaccharides. One is called that is your agarose, and the second one is called agropectin. Agarose is a neutral galactose polymer that is made up of polymer galactose sugar, and is mainly responsible for the formation of gel or gel property of the agar. The agropectin, actually for agropectin, still the structure is not established, and it is, it's not very clear. But what they are saying, there is, SO3 grouping. That structure I have already shown you, both structures. That is your first one, agarose and agropectin. So here that SO3 is in the form of acid, and that form the ester. So actually it is in the form of ester of galactose and uronic acid, but still it's not very clear. The structure of agropectin is not yet fully established. It is sulfonated polysaccharide in which galactose and uronic acids are esterified with sulfonic acid. So the identification or confirmatory test for agar is, you take the powder of this biliary algae, and into it you add few drop of this ruthenium red, and it will change into deep red color. This is the confirmatory test for the agar powder. So the test is, that is add ruthenium red on the powder of agar. Red color is produced, and that is confirmed. Number 4, agar is used as culture medium in bacteriology as a emulsifying agent, and in constipation it is also a very good laxative. That's why it is also given if somebody is having constipation. And it is also used in the preparation of jellies in confectioneries items. Actually, especially in bakery and confectioneries, this is a very good source to make different type of jellies. But that different type of jellies now, because it is very costly as compared to gum, is substituted by ordinary gum. Number 5, agarose is used as a matrix for immunodiffusion for electrophoric separation of globulin and other proteins. So this is also very important use of agar, where they can separate the globulin and other protein, and it is also used in gel chromatography. It's a good adsorbent, so that's why in the form of gel it is used in chromatographic technique. Number 6, agar is having unique gel setting properties. Actually, gel setting properties is a stable at high temperature. So that is the beauty of this agar, that is a dried red algae, and it is stable even up to 85 degrees centigrade temperature, and it is heat resistant gel. It is also used as stabilizing agent. It is widely used in numerous food products such as icing, fillings. Because of its high cost, the agar has been replaced by other gums in most of the applications in food industries, except bacteriological agar application, because in bacteriological activities still agar is applied. Number 7, it can reduce the drying time and prevent the sugar from adhering to the wrapper. It increases the adherence of donut glazes, reducing setting time and producing more flexible and stable glaze. So this is very important for most of the bakery and confectionaries and food industries to form the stable gel. Wherever there is formation of stable gel, of course it is agar, or we can say dried red algae. But since it is very costly, that's why in most of the jelly or gel formation is now done by ordinary gums. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.